Hey guys, Eric with Evade and Survive out at the survival site, and today we're talking about survival gear and practical experience, right? A lot of people think like, oh, I'm going to be a prepper and I'm just going to buy a bunch of stuff and stockpile it, but I'm never going to actually touch it or train with it or use it until the time comes. Well, could be a fatal mistake, right? That's like buying a gun and never going to the range or never experiencing how to load the magazine or basic operations, have no training or experience with the actual item that we're talking about, right? So those are no-goes, right? You must train with the gear that you have, right? You must. Like a ferro rod, for example, okay? Just because you go out and spend $20, $25 on a big, nice ferro rod, but you've never started a fire with it, actually have no idea how to use it. Well, I got this, so I'm good. You're not good, right? Because when you get hypothermia in the middle of the night and you've never used this, you're going to be there for probably until you die, right? Trying to start a fire. You know, holy crap, how does this work, right? And then but then you pass out and die, right? You ain't get time for all that when you're in a high stress, underdress survival situation, right? You got to actually train and practice with your gear. Kind of like, CCW, carrying a weapon, everyday carry kits. You had better have used and are intimately, have knowledge of how to use it and, how to employ it correctly. Or you're probably not going to do well when you actually got to use it. So today, just going to go over some basics. Got a piece of fat wood and I got a ferro rod. Now, if I have this, I'm in pretty good shape out in the woods. Okay, I can start a fire, right? But this particular stick, and this is what I have for my fire starter. Yeah, I mean, like, if you really generated some sparks, I could get the stick going. But there's such an easier way to do it, and that's by either using, the feathering technique, where you just get these big swirling rolls of these thin sticks at the end. You do a feather stick, or you get shavings, right? And so for this particular one, and what I recommend when you do have fat wood is you shave off little pieces like this so you can actually get shavings. Feather sticks are great, right? And that's simply where you just take, you take a thing and you make the loops on it, right? You can do that all day and that works good, but what works even better is when you get the shavings, all right? And you take the spine of your knife and you actually create shavings. So I'm going to show you right here. So in my little pan, I've already started my little fire pan. I'm going to take the spine of my knife on my fat wood stick and I'm just going to shave it down until it's a little different, because the stuff you get off it, unlike a feather stick, this stuff is going to be more like cotton fibers, right? And you can see this material here, this is what you're looking for. This stuff is going to take a flame right off the bat and light this whole stick up. Okay, so I want a lot of that, right? And it's easy. You got to put some elbow grease in there, right? And if a stick breaks off, you just break it down, add it to your pile, because it's all of this fibrous stuff that's going to get your fire going, right? Yeah, all of this. So you can see all that fibrous stuff here that I got with the little sticks. That's what's going to actually get the flame, right? So let's give it a try. I'm going to use a technique that the gurus say don't do, and that's when you rapidly scrape. Okay, you put your ferro rod right at the base of where you want it, and I'm going to rapidly scrape a lot of sparks right onto where I want it to go. Now the gurus will say, oh, that's amateur hour. Yeah, but it's also, well, we'll see. We'll see, won't we? It's also one of the quickest ways because it works. It ain't about being high speed, the guru, the one, one strike and boom. It's about making it happen. When I'm suffering from hypothermia and I'm going down and I need a fire, I'm going to do it however it works, however I can actually make the fire go, right? That's what matters. So now I got a little fire. Now I can take my actual sticks and get other tinder, and I can actually add to the fire, right? Because this stuff's going there, right? So that's just an example of like, okay, you got to go out and practice, because if you don't do that, you don't want to be figuring this stuff out when it's 3 in the morning and pouring rain and the temperature's dropping and you get hypothermia because you're out in the middle of the Rockies or something and things went bad and you're having a dark night. It could be your last night. So get out there and practice. Okay? You guys stay safe and have fun in the woods.